clash with federal immigration agents in Southern California on Thursday as ICE and Border Patrol agents conduct raids on 2 licensed marijuana farms in Ventura County, where officials found 8 unaccompanied minors, all here illegally. Agents deployed pepper balls, tear gas, and flashbangs.
Phoenix just caved. Their sanctuary city protections gone overnight. Local cops now working hand in hand with ICE. No more red tape, no more shielding illegal immigrants. For years, Phoenix blocked ICE from doing its job. Now, the DOJ stepped in, and city leaders folded without a fight. No press release, no vote, just quiet surrender. Here's what really happened. Phoenix pretended not to be a sanctuary city, but everyone knew they were. Cops were told not to ask about status, and jails ignored ICE unless someone had a rap sheet. Now, they're calling ICE the minute someone looks suspicious. Detainers no longer need a charge. This is a full-blown reversal, and nobody's talking about it.
This as we await a ruling by a federal judge in California that could curtail some federal immigration enforcement by the administration. However, the judge saying any ruling should not be overly broad.
Immigration lawyers are calling it what it is: surrender under pressure. DOJ brought the hammer down, and Phoenix crumbled. No hearings, no vote, just paperwork signed behind closed doors. This isn't local governance, it's top-down compliance. And if they can break Phoenix, they can break your city too. DOJ didn't need to sue, just a few legal threats and a warning about cutting federal funds. Suddenly, Phoenix started cooperating. Millions in law enforcement grants were on the line, and city leaders blinked. This wasn't about safety. It was about keeping the money flowing. So ICE gets what it wants, and the public never got a say.
Are you guys serious?
Hey, can you do me a favor? Step back like 3 steps, sir.
3 steps?
Yes, please.
I slide dry. Hey, why are you guys covering your faces? I mean, if you got to cover your face, you're doing something wrong, right? COVID's over with, right? The mask didn't work anyway.
Here's what's changed. ICE can now pick people up straight from jail. No criminal charge needed, no warrant. Local cops notify ICE immediately. Before, that kind of cooperation was unthinkable. Now, it's expected. The entire city shifted from restraint to full compliance, almost overnight. Within hours, protests broke out. Parents pulled kids from school, workers stayed home, businesses emptied out, and immigrant communities felt betrayed. The same city that said it had their back folded the moment DC knocked. Civil rights groups are already drafting lawsuits, but the damage is done.
Some federal immigration enforcement by the administration. However, the judge saying any ruling should not be overly broad.
This tension didn't come out of nowhere. Arizona's history with laws like "show me your papers" runs deep. Phoenix once tried to resist, but now they've reverted, quietly. Jails are cooperating, ICE access is wide open, and no one in power seems willing to explain why. Immigrant activists once hailed Phoenix as proof a city could resist ICE. But behind the scenes, the opposition was mounting. Police unions flagged it as a safety issue. Conservative media branded the city a safe haven for criminals. And while Washington flipped between tough talk and open borders, ICE adapted, ditching flashy raids for quiet data-sharing ops. Now the reversal has come full circle, and Phoenix is no longer the exception. It's the warning. What began as a feel-good push for protection has turned into a bureaucratic maze that hides more than it helps. Arizona's always been ground zero for immigration fights, and Phoenix is right in the blast zone. City voters may lean left, but the state house is red, and Republicans there never forgot who cut ICE out. State lawmakers made it easy. Tie police funding to ICE cooperation. Cities like Phoenix had to choose, comply or go broke. Even the Attorney General signaled lawsuits were coming. That pressure worked. No rallies, no city votes. Just policy changes made in silence, and immigrants left in the dark. Jail transfers ramped back up. ICE cooperation resumed, but the silence was deafening. No vote, no public forum. Just quiet backroom decisions made to protect political careers, not constituents. And that's the dangerous part. Local democracy can be overridden with a memo and a money threat. Phoenix didn't lose a court battle. There wasn't even a legal fight. The DOJ simply applied pressure, and the city folded. No need for new laws or federal raids, just enough leverage to flip policy overnight. And now it's a blueprint. Cities like Denver, Minneapolis, and Chicago are all being watched. If Phoenix can be forced to comply, who's next? DOJ didn't pass new laws. They just flexed their power, and Phoenix folded without resistance. Think about that. No court orders, no big headlines, just memos and funding threats. Now, every other sanctuary city is watching. If Phoenix can fall, any city can.
In LA, in case it's not safe for people to return to work tomorrow in that area, of course, that will be determined based on what all transpires overnight. And we do want to make a note that we were out there for this protest.
The trust is gone. Immigrant families are skipping school, avoiding clinics, even afraid to call 911. And all because Phoenix quietly bowed to federal demands. No debate, no transparency, just fear and fallout. If this was meant to make people safer, it's having the opposite effect.